It's no secret that I absolutely love Meze headphones. I mean, in my honest opinion, and heck, you can go back and watch any of my Meze videos, I truly believe that they just don't make bad products. Again, the sound, the aesthetics, the style, the build, the comfort, they just nail it with every release. And today we're going to take a look at the new Meze 105 Silvas and see where they sit in a lineup of Meze headphones. But I just think I might sit here and smell this headphone. The walnut smells so good. Now, other than the fantastic smell of the Silvas, inside your box, you are going to get a hard travel case with a little pouch for your cables. You get a USB-C to 3.5 adapter, and then you get your 3.5 cable. You can see it is braided or twisted. It is cloth right there, but then when it splits up into your 3.5s that are going to go into your headphones, they are rubber, which I really like because you don't get that like cloth drag whenever it's leaning down towards your shoulders on your shirt. And then of course, you are going to get your headphones that again smell great. Now I like going about my Meze headphones a little different from other headphones or gaming headsets. I always like starting my Mezes off with aesthetics in the build because that's a really key feature of Meze headphones. Number one, you're seeing the ear cups over here again with that nice smelling walnut over there. This is ABS grate right in here, and as you can see, these headphones are open back. You got your metal headband up here with kind of like that traditional adjustable headband that we've seen from Meze, just tensions up to your head right there, and you got the little tension on that arm, and you can see it says 105 Silva right up on the top. Now, as far as the ear pads over here, you can see they are fully cloth, that velour, and then on the inside you have a little bit of pleather. Hopefully the camera can pick that up right there. And now you might be thinking this headphone is pretty heavy with the metal, the big headband, the wood, right? Just a solid build. But when you actually put it on a scale, it's coming in at only 353 or 354 grams. But again, with the combination of the very plush ear pads and that floating headband, you really don't feel the weight at all. But the absolutely gorgeous aesthetics of Meze headphones aren't really just aesthetics. Again, a lot of it plays into the comfort as well. As I mentioned, those fully velour ear pads right there, super soft and plush, just like a pillow. That adjustable headband, it just fits your head and feels like it's floating right there. The clamping force is like right at medium. Myself with the bald head, when I put this headset on, or these headphones, right, it's just no clamping. Like, it's not unbearable. Whenever I move like this, it does budge a little bit, but I don't think any of us are going to be headbanging like that, you know what I mean? But again, with glasses, totally comfortable. Myself in a hot, humid climate, I don't catch my ears getting incredibly spicy or anything. Again, you got that adjustability within the ear cups as we've seen with Mezes before. It's just the combination from the ear pads, the adjustability, the flexibility. It's just an incredibly comfortable headset for sure. Headphones, I just call everything a headset. But now let me go ahead and chat your ear off about the sound, because there's a lot of things I want to touch on the Silva 105s here. I mean, with the build and the comfort, I think we're all very familiar with that from Meze, right? We know we get a premium product for sure. That's always comfortable and built amazing, right? But the sound is what really separates and differentiates Meze headphones, because again, they all have something a little bit different. And talking about the Silva 105s, well, number one, when I test headphones, you all know my primary test is always gaming. But I actually listen to a lot of music with this one here, as I do listen to a lot of music with all of them, but this one a whole lot more. But I want to focus on gaming here. And my games of choice right now are Destiny and then Splitgate 2. And I want to start talking about Destiny on these Silvas. I started with a flat curve, right? And then I dabbled, okay, let me increase some bass, let me increase some treble, and then back to flat so I kind of get a feel of this headphone. And believe it or not, whenever I was playing Destiny, I preferred the flat curve. And that's pretty much what Meze states about this. It's that smooth listening experience where you got the mid-range, right? You got some bass and then your trebles, but nothing's really overdone is kind of what they're saying. Again, that smooth, which when I put it in kind of easy terms, that's more like flat, right? And don't take flat as, oh, boring or it's bad. It's just that manageable sound. And that's honestly what I got right here. When I was playing Destiny, I did get the highs and stuff. I wouldn't say, when you say bass, it's not a thumpy bass, which I'll get more into that whenever I talk about using them with music. because it's not a hard hitting bass by any means. But it's also not a screechy, ear-piercing, unbearable amount of treble in the high range right there. It was definitely manageable, and when I was playing Destiny, I caught myself leaving it on that bass flat curve. Now, I use it on the Fosse Audio K7. I absolutely love that thing. That thing's amazing. Trust me, go watch the review. That is awesome for gaming right there, or music or anything. It's just a really good amp DAC setup for. Anyways, I'm getting off track right here. Playing Destiny, I caught myself leaving on that flat curve because it gave me what I want. I did have that immersion in there, but it wasn't a thumpy, rumbly immersion, okay? It was just fuller, right? I just got everything I wanted right there. I didn't want anything screechy. I didn't want anything overdone in the bass, and it gave me that. But flipping it around and going to FPS, playing Splitgate 2, and I play competitive on it. I think right now I'm like, I don't know, maybe Diamond 2 or whatever. So I play ranked, and I take that game a little more serious. I don't dabble with Call of Duty for FPS, but that's my FPS of choice right now. And it was different when I was playing that compared to Destiny. I caught myself wanting to tweak the EQ to pull out a little bit more highs, and maybe sometimes maybe a couple notches of bass right there, because I can hear those footsteps coming around from the other side, you know what I mean? And then with the highs, I can hear the different gunshots or something going from a different angle right there. So with FPS, I caught myself wanting to tweak it a bit, but over there into a story game, I caught myself keeping it flat right there. So it was really interesting like that. So hopefully you're catching my jive right here, that it's, even though I say flat, or Meze saying smooth, it's got that bass platform, right, where it's just that neutral, natural type of sound, but you can tweak it to what you want. You want a little bit more bass, you can get it. It's not gonna be thumpy or rumbly bass, so just hear me out there. You want more treble and highs? You can get it, and yes, you can make it piercing, pretty screechy. It's not like sharp, but it is a potent high that you can pull it out to. So again, they're kind of giving you this bass platform that you can play with however you want, and that's what made it really fun, again, dabbling with multiple genres of gaming. But flipping around again, talking about music, this is where it got kind of interested, and I started thinking more about what Meze was saying with the bass and the smooth sound. So I'm a big White Stripes or Jack White fan, so I listen to that, and sometimes that music, like the guitar and the voice, it can be a little high pitched and a little screechy, right? Which is kind of like, all right, let me take a break. But using the 105 Silvas, I didn't catch that experience. I was like, okay, I can just sit here and listen, you know what I mean? It was really nice. Now, I will tell you what, sometimes in the high pitched of that, right, you would kind of lose some of the background sounds. Like you heard a little cymbal or something going on, a little hi-hat going on back there. You kind of lose that in the back end with that little bit of bass. And I say bass lightly, all right? And this is where I want to talk about bass, because you might be thinking bass, oh man, I love bass. I want that bass. Well, it's not that Beats bass or that Skull Candy, like heavy, rumbly bass, you know? What I really caught the bass from, and this was really cool, is when I started listening to The Doors, right? And you're listening to some of those songs right there, and it truly fit. They kind of got like that mid-tone, a little bit more bass type of sound. You don't really got those high-pitched type sounds. That's what the 105 Silvas were. And when I was listening to The Doors with these, it was like, holy smokes, this is perfect. I felt like this is exactly what The Doors were supposed to sound like. Does that make sense? I want you to think about that. If you know The Doors, or go on and fire up a Doors song and you kind of hear that smooth, kind of natural, neutral sound. I know this sounds, it's a poor comparison. You might want to see a graph or some numbers, right? But again, throw up a Doors song and just listen to it, and that's the vibe you get from the 105 Silvas. That's what they are. And again, it was such an awesome experience listening to that. So as far as the sound of the 105 Silvas, I hope you were able to catch my jive in my experience I had with these right here. Y'all know I love portraying my experience with them. If you want the specs and the numbers, you can go to the website and pull those up right there. But I like giving you my experience in multiple situations, gaming, music, story, FPS. And again, I hope you were able to relate with that right there. It may sound like I'm rambling, but it's just me being passionate and talking about my experiences with these, and hopefully, again, being able to express that and deliver that to you guys. And hopefully I was able to do that with these in the sound department. And now for my final thoughts on the 105 Silva. Again, I think Meze just never fails materials. What you're going to get different is the sound, and that's really going to decipher which one suits you the best. And then of course style, but focus more on the sound of Meze headphones than the style, because again, you can get a different experience with each different type of headphone. This is just, again, another win from Meze. As you all know, Meze headphones, they're usually not too cheap, and these do come in at $500. So again, you are the only one that can justify, is that what you're looking for in your headphones? I'm just going to tell you, you're going to get a darn good product.